All right, Ethan. So here's what we know so far. There's a proposed OTB in Danbury. There are people for it, they're against it, and it's firing up right now. And it's like brother against brother, sister against sister. All these people know each other. And joining the show now, the owner of Workspace Collective in downtown Danbury, and a friend of ours, Meagan Cann. Hey, Meg.
Hey, Meg.
Meg, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, there you are. Ethan's got to turn the button on there. Yeah.
I'm new here.
Check it out. All right, Meg. First, I got to tell you that as a friend, I am proud of you for standing up for what you believe in, because you're a new business and you're kind of taking on people, and you're not alone in this. I want to make that clear. But you're taking on people that are well-established officials, politicians, and business owners in Danbury who are for this. You are not for the proposed OTB in Danbury. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, that's correct. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to the hearing last night. But I went to the hearing a few weeks ago, and I really wanted to speak last night. So this kind of gives me a good place, although I'm not speaking to the commission.
Right.
I'm speaking to you guys here. And it is a unique conversation that we're having as a community. And, we're trying to see if the zoning parameters can open up to accepting a bedding parlor downtown. And I know this places me in a very sensitive situation, as Tom Devine has been a huge supporter of my store, Workspace Collective, both by shopping for his wife and providing catering for my events. And many of his staff are my friends, some of who I've known since I was, a child, living next door to each other. So not only am I speaking for myself, but on behalf of those who find themselves in opposition to OTB, but are discouraged by the idea of speaking up because of the good standing relationships they may have with Tom Devine and Two Steps. So basically, I understand change, and I'm a strong advocate of change. And there's an element of healthy economics surrounding change. And I've been very lucky to start my business while Danbury is in the middle of progressing the city forward. However, these zoning laws are set in place to protect us, to protect our downtown businesses, to protect the people who live and spend time downtown. So from a business standpoint, I already have a hard time getting people into our retail store downtown. The foot traffic is not our target market. However, we've been able to draw in some key customers, and although we do see people who are downtown who are of the poor and of the marginalized, these are people who struggle. And, some of these folks are struggling with addiction, drinking, drugs, things like that. So to add gambling, another vice right in front of them is not really what we should be doing as a community. So again, these zoning laws are really made to protect us. And so not really certain how this is going to positively affect downtown Danbury. And, additionally, morals are the foundation of our decision-making. And right up the road, I attended Immaculate High School, which is the place where I was not only prepared for furthering my education, but was instilled with my morals. So, having gambling or gaming, rather, being allowed downtown, you're definitely challenging the morals of our community, of our future generations.
Look at that.
I'm opposed to it, yeah.
Look at Meagan. This is why I wanted to have Meagan up, because she is a thoughtful, respectful person, and she's detail-oriented, and she's done research on this, and she's asked all the right questions, and she's not just going to come on here and scream, it's bad. I did say to you in a private conversation, they're going to say to you, and I was just playing devil's advocate, it's like Keno. I could play Keno in a bar.
Yep. Yeah, so a lot of these folks who you do see, at the Keno machines or at the lotto machines in the local, delis, who, first of all, end up just littering those tickets everywhere. But,
right.
You have begging, that's an issue. We have people who downtown who beg are going to take that money and they're going to go gamble. They're going to go bet that money so they can make a few more bucks off of that. And I don't really know if that's the ideal customer that they're looking for, because that's who's down here. And so I already have against me, people don't want to come downtown to shop because they think of the certain communities that exist downtown, and then add gambling to the mix, or gaming to the mix rather. And, that's just one other thing against my business and many others who won't speak up because of the relationship that they have. So that's just kind of the unfortunate reality. I don't really see how this could be positive impact for downtown Danbury.
Talking to Meagan Cann, owner of Workspace Collective in Danbury. It's in the back of the Cultural Alliance building. That's correct, right?
Yep, 287 Main Street.
And is it fair to say, because I remember when you were starting the business, and I'm like, I can't even figure out what she does. But you're doing an amazing job. You've won all these awards already, like a bunch of them. But this is the most dangerous time for anybody in business, is the beginning, and that's where you're at. Is it safe to say, or fair to say, that this is not what you signed up for? This is sort of going the opposite way of what local officials might have told you about the future direction of the city.
Yeah, I mean, we clearly have other issues to work on as a city before welcoming gaming into our strong progression as a city. To me, gaming is nothing but regression, and this is not the downtown Danbury I chose to open my business within. Yeah,
like the hookers. Ethan and I went looking for hookers one day, and unfortunately we found them.
Why are you bringing this up?
This is why Meagan doesn't listen to the show.
Why do we need to bring hookers up?
Meagan, you did a great job. Her and I were talking about going down to the public hearing.
He does have a problem
together, and but I can't make it that late. Well, why did they had 2 items on the docket in front of this? How could there be a more pressing issue than this in Danbury at the moment? I'm willing to wager there isn't.
Well, let's talk about the strategic decision making in that planning.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
There have been a lot of kind of sneaky ways about going about this. A little bit of the underground and kind of passing by other people's kind of radar in a way. So I'm not surprised by that decision. And also the last meeting that I went to, when you go to like conferences or you're in a classroom, you have like the AC bumping because it's like, you want to keep people awake.
Yes.
It was like the complete opposite. It was like the heat was on.
They were sweating you out.
Like tired. There was like filibustering. It's just, like,
yeah, because
it was my first like city hearing. Like I had never been to one. I just moved back to Danbury, so it's like I guess I kind of really involved myself. So yeah, it was not what I expected.
It's probably a smart decision on their part to have it so late, because if they had it at 4:30, the jackass from the I-95 morning show is going to be down there videotaping it and asking questions.
I guess they're just trying to weed out the unwanted.
Yeah.
Meagan,
is Milano here?
Meagan Cann, Workspace Collective is her business. We thank you for your time. And again, I'm proud of you for speaking up. I know it's a tricky and sticky situation, and we're going to be talking to other people that feel differently than you later in the show. And I believe Boughton is for this, but I don't know for sure. I haven't heard from his mouth, so we'll talk to him in his regular weekly spot tomorrow. Meagan, thank you so much for coming on and talk about the proposed OTB in Danbury. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Lou. Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you, Meagan. Bye-bye. 7:27. I think
she's the best. She's our hippie friend. She's the hippiest of the hippie.
Okay. Did Mr. Ethan James play some music down there when they were
Absolutely.
opening? Yeah,
absolutely.
That's right.
That's right. The community comes together, Ethan, but we have found that this is divided, the community, and we're going to explore it from all angles.
What is this, Dateline?
We're a journalist.